Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now I was not going to do this review, not because I didn't like the shoe or the shoe didn't deserve a review, just because I felt like I had already done this shoe in the form of the sale version, which I'll put up somewhere here or share a link somewhere. But the big homie Lex72, he asked me to do this review because he's excited about this pack of shoes. And I've been going back and forth with him about what a quality Jordan 5 is supposed to be. And I don't know if these are it, but watch this video, you let me know if I've done any justice to swaying you one way or the other. So for the second time, we have the We the Best box. The We the Best box with every slogan, saying, cliche quote that DJ Khaled has ever uttered over the last 10 years, numerous times is on his box. Keep going, we the best. You know what? You know what's missing? Another one. Because this is another one of these reviews, but it's We the Best pack, whatever. Cynicism and snarkiness aside, I do like the box, I do like the packaging and the special attention that Brand Jordan and DJ Khaled put into the presentation of the shoe. You have a nice clear slide out case and you find that the graphics are actually on the slide out. Very nice touch. And again, the theme of the shoe, I guess, is Miami living, Miami Vice, 80s, 90s, maybe back to the 60s, Cuban era. You know, a lot of the color and flavor of the South Beach is splashed and regurgitated all over the box sleeve at least. And then it's a pretty nice thing, you know, comes together very nicely. And as you can see, again, Miami theme, sunset, sun up, sun down, the whole little gradient here of the Jordan Jumpman on the box. Not your average Jordan 5 box, does have cement splatter, but again, a nice gradient, cement splatter with the sun up, sun down, sunrise, sunset, whole Miami vibes thing again. I'm saying that because while this is a 4-pack for 4 different colorways, each box does have the same design theme on it. Size tag reads Air Jordan 5 Retro SP, Crimson Bliss, Leche Blue, Sale. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Leche is Spanish for milk, potentially. Milk? I think it's milk, right? Same kind of deal as the sale pair, as I've mentioned before, sun up, sun down, gradient, purples, oranges, rainbows, the whole shebang. The second of 2 pickups in the DJ Khaled We the Best pack. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you the Air Jordan 5 DJ Khaled We the Best in the Crimson Bliss colorway. Now, this was actually the first shoe that I think was announced, or the first shoe that I saw. I believe this shoe is the one that's released to the general public in the highest quantity. So this is the one that got the most scrutiny and the most criticism. Let's dig right into the shoe, talk about the aspects of the shoe, and then we'll get into some things surrounding it shortly thereafter. On the sole of the shoe, one thing I do like, you have a translucent yellowish color. Excuse me, I'm not the color theorist guy, but I do like how this shade of yellow is. And of course, there's a Jumpman on the bottom of this one in, looks like a blue color, white stamped Nike on the arch of the foot on the bottom of the shoe. And again, that same color on the heel. This, of course, being the left shoe, but on the right shoe, you have We the Best written there inside of the translucent sole. And again, that is continuous throughout all 4 pair of shoes. Now, coming to the midsole, I do think this is one of the best midsoles as far as the 4 colorways are concerned because of the color combinations. So you do have that sail midsole with the Leche Blue shark teeth. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the Jordan 5, the shark teeth was actually designed after a P-51 Mustang fighter planes from World War II. So that's where the inspiration, I believe Tinker Hatfield did this silhouette as well. That's where the inspiration for the shark teeth came from. And typically you'll have shark teeth with paint splatter in it. That's no different. You have the Leche Blue shark teeth with black paint splatter that matches with the black back of the midsole wrapping around to the heel and on the medial side. Coming up to the upper, that's the part that maybe leaves a lot to be desired. I don't know if I'm particularly sold on this Crimson Bliss colorway, and I mean it is all over the shoe. The entire upper, although the netting looks to be clear itself, the actual backing is a Crimson Bliss colorway, same with the tongue and of course the laces. Now, what I do like about this particular shoe, as well as the entire 4-pack, is the quilted insides. And again, this is where this shoe really shines, because that Leche Blue is actually the quilted colorway of the insole and the sock liner, which that is actually a nice blue, being 100% honest. As you can see on the heel, you got that coveted Nike Air on one side. On the other side, you have the We the Best logo. Now, again, that Nike Air is typically reserved for OG colorways as well as collabs. Some people think it's overused, some people think it's underused. Even though I'm not a particularly huge fan of this particular colorway, I think it is pretty appropriate and find its way home right where it needs to be on this particular pair, especially written in that Leche Blue color. I do have to say, the more I look at the Leche Blue colorway, it kind of makes me forgive everything else about the shoe, and I can kind of dig it. With that also being said, although we have Crimson Bliss laces, there are other lace options provided to us. It looks like you have a sail or a nice little white. a black, and again, the Leche Blue colorway, which I think honestly is going to look the best and probably the one I'm going to go with when the time comes to wear this particular pair. For those who are also unaware, Jordan 5s also do come with a Dubray and a lace lock combination. Both the lace lock and Dubray seem to be translucent in colorway, and there is a Leche Blue Jumpman on the lace lock itself. I went ahead and cut the flash on. Very significant and very, iconic to the Air Jordan 5. You have a reflective tongue. Very nice. I think it's, one of the best touches about the Jordan 5. There are certain things people don't like about the shoe, but I think a fan favorite is the reflectiveness of the 3M tongue. I also put the flashlight on my sail pair and found that both the lateral and medial side underneath the net does have 3M. Now, I have not checked this particular pair out. Again, I was only tested on a sail, but you guys let me know if it is reflecting in the lateral medial side underneath the net. Of course, you have your visible air unit there, and that pretty much rounds out what makes this a Jordan 5 as far as continuity with every other Jordan 5 pretty much ever made. Now, here's some of the main differences. Now, the Jordan 5, while still a great model, very classic, very iconic, the black metallic 5 is one of my favorite Jordan 5s of all time. It does have some detractors who say that the shoe is a little bit too bulky. Now, a lot of that bulkiness, that heft, comes from the ankle bolsters that are on the side of the shoe. I believe in 1990 when the shoe came out, and probably 1989 when the shoe was being designed, Tinker Hatfield saw that Mike was getting a lot of either damage or a lot of collisions happening to his ankle area, and decided to add these bolsters for comfort and for protection from potential injury. Now, while certainly functional on the shoe, it does give it a little bit of a bulkier, heavier look that some people don't like. In addition to that, the sock liner, the tongue itself, is also a little bit thicker. I'm going to zoom in there if I can, and you'll see how thick this particular tongue is. And that is no longer an issue on the Air Jordan 5 DJ Khaled series. For illustration purposes, you can see that the actual bolstering is shaved down and the shoe is much, much closer to the actual ankle strap itself, with the ankle upper, than the Air Jordan 5 of standard. Hopefully the camera will also pick this up, but you can see that the tongue is much thinner. There's a lot of padding that has been removed to make the shoe a little bit sleeker, a little bit slimmer, and honestly a little bit lighter than your standard Air Jordan 5. Typically on the back of Air Jordan 5, the tongue does say Air Jordan upside down, but this particular pair, it wouldn't be DJ Khaled if it didn't have something that DJ Khaled says all the time. One shoe says keep, and the other side says going. And if you saw my sail review, you probably already knew that. But speaking of the sail pair, here is the sail pair and the Crimson Bliss pair. And initially, the sail pair was my favorite, and I still do think it is. But in this particular case, I kind of am feeling the Crimson Bliss when they're right next to each other. I mean, I get it. It's loud. You want to be seen. You want to stand out. Crimson Bliss is the way to go. But I don't think it's the easiest shoe to put together an outfit for. Every time I've seen DJ Khaled wearing it, he got on some kind of all black getup, or the actual merch that came with these shoes actually had an apparel capsule launch alongside it. And I still don't think those items were particularly the best. Some of the merch actually goes and pairs well with the sail colorway a lot better than I do think it does the Crimson Bliss. But to each his own. Again, I'm not the style aficionado. Do with that information as you may. Now, one particular benefit about getting this shoe first, although this one is a more GR release, is that I had the opportunity to wear this one. And I can tell you, I almost can size a half down in this particular pair of shoes. I'm not sure if because of the quilted sock liner or the lack of the fat tongue. I just feel like I'm a normally 11. I can go to a 10.5 in this and still be functional, still be okay. Now, one curious thing about this shoe is not necessarily the reception per se, but especially the release. This shoe came out on Cyber Monday. I believe that was November 28th this year. And I could expect that most collabs, especially with the big name like DJ Khaled, the shoe would fly off shelves, but that wasn't the case. In particular, this shoe sat on the sneakers app for a long time. And I mean a very long time, as in days, which is typically not normal for a Jordan release. Even more curious is that I don't believe the shoe actually sold out on the sneakers app, and they actually pulled the SKU from the sneakers app, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you guys can check right now. I don't think you're gonna find a Crimson Bliss shoe on there. And listen, I get it. I know no shoe ever sells out. Even if the shoe sells out online or shows out of stock, I'm sure there's a warehouse full of them still for later releases and restocks and what have you, but this shoe didn't budge. So I'm not quite sure if this was Nike's way of trying to save face in light of a DJ Khaled x Nike collab not moving units like they thought it would, but it's a little bit curious. I mean, I don't think I've seen that in the 3 years I've been on the sneakers app, which is not a whole hell of a lot of time, but one occurrence is enough for me to kind of registered in my mind. Even on the aftermarket, a collab like this, I would expect to be maybe $300 or so. It's just about retail, and maybe some of these are actually under retail if you want to get your hands on a pair in your size. I don't particularly know why this shoe didn't move. It's an okay shoe. There are some folks who are going to dress the hell out of the shoe. I know some people can really pull the potential out of it. Maybe it's DJ Khaled himself. Maybe it's because he had these guys sitting on a pillow courtside like they were the best thing man has ever made. But that's DJ Khaled. That's what you can expect with him. He's loud, he's in your face, just like these shoes for no apparent reason. That's about it for the shoe itself. I mean, I don't feel the need to get into a DJ Khaled backstory. You've probably heard his music sometime in the last 10 years. He's pretty popular. I just don't know why his shoes didn't move. Again, maybe colorway, maybe it's just the man himself. You know, the world may never know. But if you want this shoe, you can absolutely go get it. I believe it's gonna probably pop up on Sneakers app or Nike maybe sometime around Christmas time. Try to move some units, maybe around tax time, who knows. This shoe is available, however, in a lot of different places. It pops up, as well as the sale pair, which I, again, do have here. What I am excited about is going outside and give you guys some on feet. I'm gonna definitely swap these laces. Again, that Lesche blue lace may be the one. That might be the winner. I'm gonna go outside again, let you guys know. You guys let me know down in the comments which one you like the best. I will say the leather quality is a lot better than what you anticipate. I don't know if pictures do the leather quality justice, but it does feel a lot better than, say, the 2020 Fire Reds or most Jordan 5s that you're gonna feel. It feels premium. I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. Again, on feet, I got some more shoes coming up. December might be a little light, so I'm gonna try to pump out as much reviews and content as I can. Thank you all. If I don't hear from you then, have a happy holidays. I've been Jay Shoe Fanatic. I'm out of here. That's dope. Oh, the original cut. There it absolutely is. I might like it better than the 2020 version. So I was right, and I had to have it.